All right, and here to introduce our next speaker is Mary McCormick. Mary received her bachelor's degree from Georgetown University and attended Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern University. She is the recipient of the 2023 Mentor Award from Temple, Milwaukee. Mary has also served as the executive director of my Rotary Club of Milwaukee for over 20 years. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend, Mary McCormick.
Tom is my fellow Rotarian in the Rotary Club of Milwaukee, and Tom, you're doing a great job. I'm so glad you said yes, but I also want people to know that he didn't go shopping just for the district conference, that we have Tom brightening up our room every Tuesday at lunch. So please come and have lunch with all of us at the Rotary Club of Milwaukee, but no, Tom and I will be glad to welcome you. So thank you, Tom. So actually, I'm on my, everybody can hear me because I sometimes speak a little bit softly. But I am here today really to talk about introduce a very special Rotarian. And his name is Julio Grazioso. He's from the Rotary Club of Vista, Hermosa, and he was district governor down in the Guatemala, Honduras, Belize area from 2017 and 2018. Having traveled to Guatemala with Rotarians, I have seen Julio at work on the ground. He is committed, involved, and he really makes a difference. He has coordinated the ShelterBox in Guatemala, is an advisor to the Guatemala Literacy Project, and former member of the Rotary Foundation Wash in Schools Initiative. A civil engineer by training, Julio is co-founder of Engineers Without Borders in Guatemala. And I have to say that as the longtime executive director of the Rotary Club of Milwaukee, I have had the opportunity to work alongside so many Rotarians who are doing good in the world every single day. But our friend Julio really sets a very high bar for all of us, and you're going to hear about that in just a few minutes. He truly does walk the talk, and he really turns the Rotary magic into real life every single day. So with that, I'm going to step aside for a few minutes and welcome Julio to the podium. Okay.
Thank you, Mary. I was last week in Chicago for the Council of Legislation there with Ken and Lynn. It was a great experience. And this week, I came here to watch the Brewers winning athletics after including tailgating. Then a wine tasting at Mark's Federless, where they crowned me as a cheesehead king. I think this is good. So thank you very much for this. Then we went to a cheese factory. After that, shooting clay rabbits. First time ever for me. Thank you, Harry Furchman, for that. And my kids said that I joined Rotary just because of the travels and to make friends. And I think they are right. I want to thank you all for your hospitality. This is the clicker. Okay, thank you. In 2008, while I was club president, I got an email about Bridges to Prosperity, an organization born out of Rotarian Ken France and his Rotary Club in Virginia. And they were looking for bridges, pedestrian bridges projects. I couldn't believe it. I was still new to Rotary and had no idea opportunities like that even existed. We soon found a remote Guatemalan village that needed a bridge. And a few months later, all the puzzles fell into place. It was built, bringing access to healthcare, education, and connection. That project also led me to meet Mike Paddock, which sparked a long and meaningful partnership with District 6270. One of the greatest gifts in life is having a great teacher, someone who, with passion, patience, and dedication, doesn't just show you how to do something, but helps you believe you can do it too. Without needing to take credit, they let you shine. We are lucky to have Mike Paddock as the kind of teacher and my mentor. He is a Rotarian of the Rotary Club of Milwaukee. Today, I want to talk not just about the many projects we've done together, but about what I see as the true miracle, the magic of crossing paths at just the right moment for something wonderful to happen. We often do not realize how many little steps brought us where we are today. As Mary McCormick very kindly mentioned in her introduction, I am grateful for both your words and your friendship, Mary. Thank you. I come from Guatemala, which is a country full of potential, but also very vulnerable. In 2018, the Fuego volcano erupted in a devastating event that killed thousands and caused massive destruction. And thanks to the strong relationship and partnership between clubs in Guatemala and District 6270, we were able to respond quickly, building and repairing bridges and refurbishing schools and clinics. While working in the area, we saw firsthand the enormous need, especially the lack of water at the main hospital in the area affected by the eruption. We invited the locally Rotary Club to join the effort, and under the leadership of the Rotary Club of Milwaukee, we applied for a global grant to build a water well for the hospital. A few moments later, that well was up and running. I can't imagine how the hospital functioned before, but today I see the same miracle. Rotarians and partnerships coming together in the right place at the right time. The project received the visit of a Rotary Foundation cadre. That's a kind of advisor, auditor, who ensures grants are being carried out properly and sustainably. The cadre called it a model project because of the way it was planned, the consistency Rotary involvement, the strong community participation, and the outcomes. Then came COVID-19, and with it, a massive challenge. A response committee was formed, made up of Rotarians, doctors, Engineers Without Borders, university reps, and others. We met 3 times a week on Zoom to coordinate support, providing protective gear, fixing ventilators, and improving healthcare infrastructure, among many other things. That committee became permanent and is still going strong. This week, we hold our 200th meeting, almost 5 years of weekly gatherings with 12 to 15 people reviewing 6 to 8 projects per session, and on the screen, you can see what the agenda looks like for our weekly meetings. So the number of the meeting, and then each one of the projects listed, who is involved and who is responsible of each of the topics we discuss. Jerry Stepaniak, Rotarian of the Rotary Club of Milwaukee, who has played a key role in coordinating the group, often reminds us of that those weekly meetings, plus many other conversations, adds up to 80 times a year. And with that consistency, trust has grown and trust has turned into friendship. Since then, more clubs and districts have joined the effort. So far, we've completed 14 global grants and many other projects between clubs, and thanks to the involvement of 12 districts, the 3 of this TriCon are very involved, over 60 clubs and several $1 million in funding. The real impact is far beyond numbers, but numbers do tell a story. Since 2014, we've welcomed 10 groups of Rotarians to visit projects, 1 or 2 each year, except during the pandemic. Their presence has meant the world and has deeply inspired our local communities and fellow Rotarians. During these trips, several needs were identified and quickly addressed through club-to-club projects that didn't require a global grant. And examples of that include a lactating room at the Hospital of Escuintla, where we built the well, a kitchen and playground at the school in Las Cruces, Pachilip, where we brought the water distribution system to the community, and the kitchen at Buena Vista School, where we are working currently. Both kitchens will be equipped by these projects also. District Governor Pete Bush, who visited Guatemala last year, has remarked how valuable these kind of projects are. They respond to meaningful needs and open the door for clubs interested in international service. These projects range from $2,000 to $20,000. I remember our first visit to the community of El Manantial. At first, people were suspicious. They thought we were politicians on a campaign. But little by little, that suspicion turned into hope, collaboration, and results. We didn't just bring water to every home. We helped the community build the confidence to dream even bigger. Later, when we started a project in the neighboring village of Las Cruces, we needed to run the water pipeline through that community of El Manantial, and at first their leader said no. But once we explained it was another Rotary project, they gave us the green light without hesitation. That too is building peace. In Las Cruces, Pachilip, the community had purchased a water source years ago, but couldn't afford to bring it to the village. Led by Martha, the first woman to head the local water committee and a mostly female team, inspired us with their dedication, and with the support of Rotary clubs and districts, over $200,000 was raised, and the project was completed in half of the planned time. The impact went far beyond water, and as Juana Juarez shared, she no longer has to hike down a ravine to wash clothes. Now she simply opens a tap. But perhaps the greatest change is in the people themselves. There is pride in the air and a renewed sense of possibility. Rotary didn't just deliver water, it helped transform the community. Rotary is more about outcomes than about outputs. I must mention the hundreds of engineering students from Wisconsin that have been part of this. And I want to recognize and thank here the presence of Ian Ortega and Laura Johnson, who are part, they are Engineers Without Borders, who have been working in Guatemala. You are there, please, a big applause for them. Because they represent here those thousands of students from many universities in Wisconsin. But I'd rather let Molly Mehta, someone who could easily be daughter, granddaughter, or niece of anyone here, a recent engineering graduate from MSOE, now stepping into her career. I'll share her words. In many communities needing clean water, the real challenge isn't lack of initiative, but lack of funding. And that's where Rotary makes a difference. While traveling through Guatemala, I saw Rotary's impact everywhere, from school plaques to cafes posters announcing their meetings and activities. I felt proud to be connected to a project supported by the dedicated, kind heart people of Rotary International. And she continues, I learned about clean water, developed technical and professional skills, and discovered a passion for using engineering to support communities. This experience truly changed me, and I'll never forget it. But the real miracle is that our paths crossed. And we're crossing paths again, right now, right here. Every step, every meeting, every project has come together at just the right moment to create something truly transformational. I am excited to see what the future holds, starting with what we're planning today. Thank you very much for all what you do. Thank you.
Well, you did good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Julio. I had the chance a couple of weeks ago to read what Julio was about to say, and after I did, I was, of course, always inspired by Julio, but I felt that that we didn't really get to the core of some of the important work that he does. And he's a very humble man, and so I asked if I could have a conversation with him, because I think it kind of came across that like everything that he and his club do sounds kind of easy, and I don't think it really is. So, and I'll just start with, you talked at the beginning about getting an email about a potential bridge project with Bridges to Prosperity, and how you responded. But the truth of the matter is, at that point, you were club president, you had young kids, you were running a family business. There were a lot of reasons why I might have said, I just don't have time to answer this email. I mean, like, what inspired you? What really motivated you to step up and say yes that day?
I think my club also has the same way of thinking, that Rotary is the biggest factory of opportunities in the world, in every sense. So every time we have an opportunity like this one, it is very hard to say no. And I have the personal thinking that if I say no, probably more opportunities won't come in the future. So it was not fair for me to just miss that opportunity.
You were the Carpathian ship versus the California cargo ship in that case, I think. So there you go. And I want to just talk a little bit about, have him talk a little bit about his club. District Governor Pete asked me to kind of get the word out that international service is something that any Rotarian, any club can participate in. You don't, I'm from a big club, but, I want to hear a little bit about what Vista Hermosa looks like. I mean, how many members do you have in your club, Julio?
We are 32 members in my club. This is a mid-sized club for Guatemala standards. But we have a satellite club, 2 Rotary clubs, an Interact and a Future Act club also.
And what do you expect of your members?
We have like a non-written rule that we all give our best, and we don't ask people to do more than they can. So we feel comfortable knowing that each of us is giving their best, so we all are receiving equally.
So how many global grants have you done since 2008?
2008, the
that's your
Rotary
first.
Foundation, the Future Vision Plan was not in the Rotary Foundation yet. So at that time we had matching grants, but when I became member of my club was very active, so I thought that's the usual way to be a club. Probably counting those, we have done like 50 global grants.
And how many do you have going at any given time?
So the Rotary Foundation allows each club to have 10 global grants open at any given time. So we try to have all those 10 spaces busy. But this is also a merit of our international partners. They do an amazing job writing right here in districts here. They do an amazing job writing grants, reporting, coming to the meetings Wednesdays, and so that makes that much easier. And we also apply every year for a peace scholarship. So over the last 12 years, we have gotten 7 peace scholarships, so that was one global grant. We apply also for water scholarships in Netherlands. That's a sponsor for clubs there. And over the last 5 years, we have been awarded with 3 of them, so that's another one. Other we like to do is we are always looking to be the international sponsor for a global grant done abroad. Right now, we have a global grant in Canada, and that's for literacy for First Nations. So we're the international, and we have 3. Then we have 2 with this club, with these districts, and some overlap with next year or last year, so we have 5 or 6. So sometimes 10 is not a good number. We would like to be a little higher.
And you also have a number of grants at any given time that are less than a global grant.
Yes, we like to do other projects than global grants because that gives opportunity to members to participate in different projects. So every year we build a school with Rotarians of North Dakota. That's every year for the last 23 years. We do a WASH project. We have 2 scholarship programs, one for middle school and the other for high school. And we have a program to deliver wheelchairs every year. And right today was the day of the wheelchair in my club.
Well, I think we're just about out of time, but I'm getting the high sign over there, so I'll wrap this up. But 2 very quick questions. One, how many districts have you worked with over the last decade or so?
I was trying to do the math, but okay, there is one project, the Guatemala Literacy Project, that only in that project there are like 125 clubs and 15 to 20 districts. So we have partnered probably with more than 250 clubs and 50 to 60 districts.
And wait a minute, tell us your favorite 3 districts.
I thought you were asking what is your favorite district, but I have 3 different ones. And the 3 of them are in this TriCon.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.